Welcome to another match of Affinity featuring Karn. This hand looks great. I will gladly keep it. I'm amused how utterly ridiculous this hand would have been if I had drawn a Mox Opal. Turn 2 Steel Overseer, turn 1 Steel Overseer, turn 2 Karn would have been just such a busted curve. Fatal Push? Alright. Alright. I'll let that get Fatal Push, that's fine. Blue-black, Spreading Seas on my Ink Moth. Okay. Basic Swamp, Basic Island. Oh, Polluted Delta. Not going to lie, not entirely sure what this is yet. It's a pain in the ass, that's what it is. Well, Inquisition can hit the Ravager or the Plating, but it cannot hit the Karn. Sort of nice to have a payoff that doesn't get hit by Inquisition. Well, he got 2 of the good payoffs, but not the last one. Well, if he can get rid of it out of my hand last turn, maybe he can't next turn as well. Also, this way I get to kill his Planeswalker. I really hate Liliana the Last Hope. Because she's, like, really good against us, but... Alright. Looks good so far, looks good. It's a bit awkward. So, if I downtick... I get a 5/5, and then he can kill it with Creeping Tar Pit next turn. If I uptick, I get a card. Karn goes to 6. He can attack it down to 3. And then I downtick and get a guy, and he has to attack it again. I think I like upticking more. I get a Ravager or a Scourge. Alright. I feel like you're occasionally going to use the Karn -1 to get silver countered things back. But it's probably going to be pretty rare that you actually want to do that. Because if you could -1, you could also -2 and get a huge creature. Kalitas. Okay, sure. You can have a Kalitas. I'm gonna make a big token. And I'm gonna make some Vault Scourges. And I'll attack with a big Memnite. Now you can trade Kalitas for it and get a zombie token, which is fine with me. Or you can just take 8. And I'll put this over on a Vault Scourge. Odds are he can't actually kill Karn next turn. And if he Creeping Tar Pits, then he just dies to Vault Scourges. See, this is exactly why I was so tremendously excited for Karn, because he's doing great things, and just our opponent cannot pressure it. Because if they pressure it, they're just dead. Like, immediately dead. Like, oh, you're going to tap out to attack with Creeping Tar Pit? Goodbye. So, yeah. I like this card. I think I really should have just activated my stuff and played my things first. I'm always like, oh, this guy has information. Wait a second, that's just terrible, because instead of trying to disguise information, I could just have bigger things. Don't get too fancy, people. This is why you don't want to get too fancy. Alright. So he kills that. He gets a zombie. He chumps that. Go ahead and put the Vault Scourge there, and instead of putting him at 0 like he should be at, I put him at 2. Oh well. See, he can still counterattack and kill Karn, but then he's down to just like a Kalitas staring down a giant horde of stuff. I haven't had this much fun playing a card in a deck in a while. Oh, Jace, yeah. Have a Jace, sure. I have a better form on a Planeswalker because mine kills people. And my protection isn't defensive, it's the threat of murdering you dead. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Alright. Seizes, Spell Pierce. Do I want to keep in the Galvanic Blast? There were some good targets. So I was recently requested, and by recently I mean like in a Reddit post 15 minutes ago, to explain why I take cards out of the sideboard more often. So a lot of the times in matchups like this, you'll see me cutting Vault Scourge, mostly because he's just playing a whole bunch of removal spells. I don't care about my life total, because by the time a Jace deck is ever going to attack my life total, I've lost the game because I'm out of stuff to do. And he doesn't have very much in the way of creatures, so it's almost like a 1/1 flying lifelink for 1. Sorry. It's almost like a 1/1 for 1. The flying and lifelink part doesn't matter. That's what I was just explaining. Anyways, so that's why I'm not a huge fan of Vault Scourge in matchups like this. I'm going to cut a Steel Overseer. I don't feel like I'm going to really need to go over the top of him in any way. Rest in Peace. None of the rest of this stuff is good. So anyways, that's why I cut the Vault Scourge. Overseer is just a little... It's a little slow, and I don't expect to have enough creatures alive to ever really activate Steel Overseer. Yeah. That Karn was insane. Yeah. Alright. This hand is keepable. Got a bunch of random threats. Could really use a Mox Opal. Could really use a Springleaf Drum. Ooh, Springleaf Drum. Do I want to play... Nope. I'm going to save the Memnite for next turn so that I can make sure it doesn't get Fatal Push like he did last time. So I can run out, probably Master of Ethereum. So I can run out Master of Ethereum. Yeah. Yeah, I can do this. Cast down. Fatal Push. Liliana Edict? No. I feel the least important card is the Ravager, so I'm going to run that out and then use that to Thoughtseize him. I want that delicious information to see what's going on. Kalitas, Snapcaster. Interesting. I don't actually want to attack because what he does is he casts Snapcaster, chumps the Master of Ethereum, and then after the Snapcaster dies, he Fatal Pushes the Master of Ethereum since Revolt's been enabled. That seems less good. I can play a Signal Pest. Play Cranial Plating. Attach Plating to Ravager. Now I can do the same play, but I'm at least attacking for a ton of damage. That feels a lot better. I suppose he is going to block the Ravager, which means I'm going to have to eat the Darksteel Citadel. So I want to keep up colored mana from the drum. So he's going to get his value eventually, but this way I made him waste 3 mana, essentially. Now I... What? Oh, shit! Wow. I am spectacularly stupid. I forgot about the combat damage on the Ravager. Ah, jeez. I can't believe I forgot that. In case you are as stupid as I am, apparently, and missed what happened, I just realized that was an unintentional insult. So, in case, I should shut up. But what happened was Arcbound Ravager had 2 damage marked on it from the Snapcaster, which was enough to kill it. It was enough to kill it once the Master of Ethereum's pump effect was gone. So I sacrificed the Master of Ethereum to the Ravager, but the Ravager can't then immediately dies before the counter gets placed on it, because the damage marked on it is greater than lethal. So I would have needed to eat 2 Springleaf Drums. Bleh. This is going to be really awkward if he has a Damnation, because I'm just going to lose. So what was the best play in that situation? I think it was just, instead of playing out the Ravager the previous... why me? And he has another Kalitas in hand? Yeah. Alright, well, I deserve this loss because I made some real bonehead plays today. Or just now. Alright, well, good stuff. Opponent, good stuff. I'm gonna run it back. Okay. Let me make some less stupid plays this time. It's the first time in a very long time I've had the interaction of the Ravager dying because of the state-based damage marked on it. Bleh. This hand is not very good, but I'm not going to mulligan it. I'm not mulliganing it because I intensely dislike mulliganing hands that are threat light when you're playing against a Thoughtseize based deck. It's just not a very efficient way to do it. I don't have anything I really want to protect yet, and this is not the turn where he's playing Liliana, so I think I can slow the Thoughtseize for another turn to see what he top decks. I imagine this is a Spreading Seas. Springleaf Drum, Thoughtseize you. Two Liliana's The Last Hope. Well, I'm going to take one of them. Fortunately, he plays the Liliana The Last Hope, plus is on the Ornithopter, and then I can just Galvanic Blast. The fact that he doesn't have anything to snipe off is why he's playing. Island Serum Visions. Probably now is the time for a Ratchet Bomb. Just give me a Karn. Karn would be so good here. Snapcastering and Fatal Pushing the Ravager or the Nexus? That's the question. Nexus, okay. So is he going to blow up my drums? Delta still has a Watery Grave in hand. Snapcaster, Serum Visions. He casts Serum Visions on turn 2. So the card he just drew is a complete random one. Okay, he just drew a random card. His hand is Liliana the Last Hope, Watery Grave, and complete random card. I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If I go for it and he drew a blind removal spell off the top, I lose. Otherwise, I win. How am I doing otherwise? I'm not particularly far ahead. I'm not close to killing him in any other way. Alright. Here we go. Did you blind draw a removal spell? Or not? Looks like yes. Looks like no. Alright. Got there. Redeeming that embarrassingly stupid loss in game 2. Jeez. Alright. See you for the next match.